Welcome to Life on the Bench. My name's Dan, and this is
Derek.
And we're here to discuss Life on the Bench, a reflection about life. And in our series of the top 100 songs in 1970, we land on the song Everything is Beautiful by Ray Stevens in 1970. Now, this song was released in 70 during a period of cultural tension in the U.S., Derek. Yeah. It was during the Vietnam War, civil rights struggles. And I think in 67 we had the Detroit riots, I think, or 66, 67, I think. I'm not sure.
Okay.
You don't, well, you weren't born.
I wasn't born, but I know of them.
I was 1 or 2 years old or something like that. And then there was generational divides too. So there was a lot of cultural tension going on in the United States as well as around the world, especially in Asia. And Ray Stevens was known for a lot of songs involving humor. And but this song was really a reflection of sincerity. It was really reflective, and he says that everything is beautiful in its own way. Everyone is beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
It reached number one on the Billboard Hot 100, showing a strong appetite for hopeful and unifying message. Now, when you hear that everything is beautiful in its own way, what do you get out of that? What
seems to me like he was trying to just uplift people to get them out of the funk that they were in or they could have been in because of all the stuff that was going on at the time.
Right. And it really spoke about uplifting. It's a very uplifting song. We just played a minute or two of it, and it made me reflective of my early years, right? As much as I can reflect it at my age now, but it talks about worth and dignity that's built inside. Everything is beautiful in its own way. It's celebrating diversity and individuality.
Yeah, it's also been used quite a lot now that I think about it, like in movies, especially like if a younger kid falls in love
with his teacher
or just whoever. It usually, I remember at least I think that they usually play that song to get the rights and all that stuff. But yeah, that's what I remember it from.
Okay. I think it's a shift. He's encouraging us to look at the inside of people, not the outside of people, And really, I don't know when. You probably haven't seen the movie.
What?
John Travolta. Did he play a boy in a bubble or something? Or a boy he played a young man, or maybe it wasn't John Travolta, but there was a story about a boy that could not. He had to protect the air he breathed.
Yeah.
So he was segregated. He was segregated in the sense that he couldn't be in the same room with people because he'll die of the germs and stuff.
Yeah, it sounds very familiar. I don't know. I can't
think of the name of it.
The Boy in the Bubble, I think.
No, I don't know. Maybe it was Boy in the Bubble.
Now I'm gonna research.
Yeah, we'll probably we'll talk about that next week or something. We'll bring it up and we'll correct ourselves, But it gives us. He's talking about beauty and emerges when we choose to see it, and everything is beautiful in its own way, It's a call for mutual respect. Right? Rather than you must assimilate to my standards. Let's respect one another. Yeah. What were you going to say?
There's something about what you said before. I can't remember what you just said before what you just said.
Okay.
But let's just move on because.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But the song addresses racial, cultural, and generational diversity.
Which America has a lot of, which is...
A lot of what? Racial tension?
Racial and cultural diversity, because you don't see that in a lot of other countries.
Right. You don't. So actually, you just said something very positive about the United States, didn't you? We already have diversity.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, we do.
But you didn't mention, though, the negative side, the other side of the coin. We're not racist.
No.
There are racist individuals in the country, I'm sure.
There are racists. There always will be racists within every culture, every group of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we've moved on from racism, and we're more of a culturalists.
What do you mean by culturalist? It's interesting.
So maybe back, right after the Civil War and slavery ended, there was like the whole racial animosity. You're black, we're white, even though that we can break that down.
Right.
There was racial animosity there, and then also in the '60s and all that, right? Especially with the Jim Crow South. But nowadays, I don't see people. Well, let's take it back. Before GWAT, say like early '90s,
global war on terrorism.
Yeah, before that, before 9/11, I'd say people were more culturalists. There wasn't that as big of a racial divide then.
I think maybe you're right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think there was. Where you'll see some people nowadays where there's this huge divide in the country. They're going back to that racist type of mentality. But I still don't think it's a racist mentality. I think it's cultural. I think people identify with different cultures. They don't like certain cultures. They like their own culture.
Right.
And it just so happens that certain cultures end up being divided also by skin color.
Wow. Yeah. But here, this song promotes an ethic of non-judgment, right? Yeah. This song promotes that people should not be reduced to appearance or labels.
Yeah.
Right? It suggests that we have a moral responsibility in our own perception of things. Right?
That's true.
How we see others shapes how we treat them. And it is true, man. How we see others shapes how we treat them.
Yeah, if you have a bad experience with a certain group of people, then you'll be on guard when you meet up with another similar group of people. You'll be like, I don't know if I want to deal with you right now,
Right. And so this aligns really with the principles of human dignity, compassion, and humility. So the song is a really beautiful song in 1970. Yeah. There's even a spiritual theme to it. It's implicit in the song, though it's not overly religious. Yeah. The song reflects a certain creation-affirming worldview. In other words, diversity is intentional, not accidental. Right? Difference is something to be honored and not feared. We should celebrate.
If everyone was the same, there wouldn't be much.
Yeah. Wouldn't be much what?
Life wouldn't be as interesting.
Right. It'd be boring.
Yeah.
If everyone was like you or everyone like me, it'd be boring out there, right?
I like traveling to different countries and actually like experiencing their culture. So,
yeah. I'm going to put you on the spot. What countries have you been to?
The country, well, of course, Middle East.
Right.
Go pick.
Right.
But by choice, mostly South America. So like Central South America.
Really?
The last one me and my family went to was Costa Rica.
Wow.
And it was really interesting.
Yeah. How long ago did you go?
I think 2 years now. But we got there and they had flooded. The road to go to our hotel had flooded. So literally they had to drive around the whole country.
Wow. To get to the hotel.
To get to it, yeah. And it was a great, luckily we got there early, I'd say around 10 o'clock in the morning. And we just drove around the whole country. And the guy was awesome. He was pointing, he was telling us all about it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I've been to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
My wife's from Puerto Rico. I've been to Middle East, right?
Yeah.
My biggest cultural experience, well, I wouldn't say biggest. I would say my the most impactful was when I joined the Army in 1985. I was 18 years old. I joined the Army and went to El Paso, Texas, the basic training.
Okay.
And there was one day after we were about to graduate, they let the recruits go, right?
Yeah.
They go to town, right? And go to the mall, do whatever, right? Some of us chose to go over to Juarez,
yeah.
right? That was a cultural shock for me, brother. I mean, I seen the poor parts of Juarez.
Yeah. We went down there for a GTS-6 mission, which is like helping the Border Patrol and DEA with drugs. So the whole Paz Comitatus thing, we can't police, but we can assist. And we were used as observers. And it was crazy flying over the Rio Grande and seeing like an actual city and then dirt pueblos, like just across the little creek, because at some points it's just a creek. So yeah, that was different.
So this song really promotes that every person is inherently meaningful. It values the values that every person is inherently meaningful. The music, tone, melody, the instrumentation makes the message really approachable.
Yeah.
Okay. It has a childlike choir section to it. There's this disarming sincerity coming from Ray Stevens. He's really sincere from the singing point in the lyrics.
I think that comes from, wasn't he like a comedian also?
Yeah, he was.
So with that, I mean, the ability to communicate with people and to build rapport. So
right, the song lacked satire and humor. It's a very beautiful song. So he really did something outside outside what he normally does. The song is really about optimism, especially when it comes to Vietnam, when it comes to the racial tension, when it comes to everything that was going on in 1970. He's really trying to lift up this idea of optimism.
Yeah. But the 70s was, 1970 was at the end of the whole culture clash between the hippies, the older generation, the 60s.
So that's where you got the generational clash there. And then, today it even speaks to us about inclusion and equity amongst each other. And it talks to us about having social empathy versus polarization, and then seeing each other, seeing humanity with beyond this ideology. Yeah. So when I have met you, I look beyond my own politics to meet you, Derek, and to get to know you and so forth, and anyone else, right?
Yeah.
It goes beyond my own politics and accepting one another. And if there was anything in the past 3 decades, man, the idea of politics really separates us. Makes us. Yeah. It has really made enemies out of family members.
It has, sadly.
Yeah. When everything is beautiful, and we're taking it out, we're going too far in our own ideology rather than just accepting people for who they are. Yeah. I think one of the takeaway lines from this is everything is beautiful in its own way. It is less a description of reality and more of a moral invitation to practice seeing beauty where we might otherwise overlook it. And I think that's important.
That was it.
Yeah.
That thing that I forgot earlier.
Yeah.
When we were talking was the seeing beauty in something even when you don't expect to see it, or if you're not looking for it initially, like going back and looking at it with a new set of eyes or whatever.
Right. All right. So to close on this, the song's enduring power lies in its quiet conviction. A better world begins not with control or conformity, right, but with recognition of each other, respect for each other, and care for one another. Right?
Yeah.
So, hey, I want to invite you all to go listen to Ray Stevens. Everything is Beautiful. I think you'll enjoy it. It'll make you reflect on your own morals and values. What do you think?
Possibly, yeah. Especially in the, I guess, political atmosphere that we find ourselves today. So.
Yeah, that's right. So this is Dan and this is Derek.
Yep.
Right? And we're Life on the Bench. Please, if you like this, share it with others. And
don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe to Pathfinder Media Group.